When Georgie and Mandy's first marriage first started, there was one character a lot of fans were unsure about, and in some cases, flat out didn't like. Whether it was because of how they were introduced in Young Sheldon or the tension they brought into the story, this character didn't exactly win audiences over right away.
But now?
The show is quietly pulling off something impressive. It's slowly turning that once-hated character into a genuine fan favorite. And what makes it work is that the transformation doesn't feel forced. In the early episodes, this character came off as difficult. Maybe a little judgmental. Maybe overly critical. There was an edge there that rubbed viewers the wrong way. Fans tend to be protective of Georgie, especially after watching him grow up. So anyone who seemed dismissive of him or overly harsh automatically felt like the antagonist in the relationship. But what the show has done so well is peel back those layers. Instead of keeping this character one-dimensional, the writers started giving them perspective. We began to see their fears, their insecurities, their backstory. Suddenly, the behavior that once felt irritating started to make sense. It wasn't cruelty, it was self-protection. It wasn't coldness, it was fear of instability. That shift changes everything. Once you understand where someone is coming from, it's harder to hate them. And the show leans into that beautifully. We see quieter moments, vulnerable conversations, small gestures that reveal care underneath the defensiveness. Those subtle scenes matter more than big dramatic speeches. Another reason the character's reputation is improving is growth. Real growth. Not overnight personality changes, but gradual adjustment. They're learning to communicate better, learning to compromise, learning to see Georgie not as a risk, but as a partner. And that evolution feels earned because it happens in pieces. Fans respond to effort. When a character shows self-awareness, even imperfectly, audiences soften. We start rooting for them instead of rolling our eyes. And that's exactly what's happening here. The traits that once felt grating are now being balanced with warmth and humor. The show also smartly allows this character to be funny. That's a huge factor.
Comedy humanizes people.
When we see them in awkward situations or delivering dry one-liners, it breaks down the wall between them and the audience. Suddenly, they're not the problem in the relationship. They're part of the charm. There's also something refreshing about watching someone who isn't perfect learn in real time. Television often gives us characters who are either instantly lovable or permanently unlikable. But this slow-burn redemption arc feels more realistic. It mirrors real relationships, where first impressions don't always tell the whole story. And let's be honest, part of becoming a fan favorite is chemistry. As the dynamic between Georgie and this character deepens, their interactions feel more balanced. There's push and pull. There's frustration, yes, but also affection. The tension now feels layered instead of hostile. It's also worth noting that time plays a big role. The more screen time a character gets, the more chances they have to show different sides of themselves. And the writers have clearly used that opportunity wisely. Instead of doubling down on what made fans dislike them, they've expanded the character's emotional range. Now, when this character appears on screen, the reaction feels different. There's anticipation instead of annoyance, curiosity instead of criticism. That's a huge shift, and it didn't happen through one dramatic episode. It happened gradually. That's what makes it satisfying. By taking the long road, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage proves that first impressions don't define a character's legacy. Sometimes the most interesting journeys are the ones that start with resistance and end with understanding. And honestly, watching a once-hated character slowly become someone fans defend might be one of the most impressive storytelling moves the show has pulled off so far.